It is G-Force. Tom Ginn here. Good day. It is still cold here in Wisconsin, but we have some good news. It might get mid 30s next week. So, that'll be a heat wave here in Wisconsin. People that will wear their shorts when it hits 35, 40 degrees, and we may get that blessing. And I'm so grateful that we got good sunshine today. I could sit here and go the negative route about how cold it is, and I got my thermals on today. That's what I love about working my business from home and online. You pretty much can show up as the moment. But I'm so grateful for today. Gratitude works. And I have somebody that jumped on. I'm going to bring her in. Nikki.
Tom, hi.
How you doing?
I'm awesome. How are you?
Doing great. I was just rolling out, and I was just going to bring up the subject about our event next week. And I'm going to put a slide up here real quick, and then I'll let you talk here a moment. But this is the event, the Science of Success, that we're putting on next week. And Nikki's going to be one of our stars in our presentation, our program. So, Nikki, you've been on before on G-Force, and thanks for jumping on here. I put that quick invite if you're available. What's your hard stop on this? You got 3-4 minutes or what?
I have as much time as you need.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Well, thanks. You're welcome to stay on, and we can maybe banter a little bit about the topic I'll be covering today. I've been working out of this. Whoops, if I could turn it the right way. Whoop, there we go. Gratitude works. Gratitude works. And I'm just taking pieces of this. And, as I dive deeper into the science of gratitude and how it's impacted my life and sharing that out. So this is a powerful book. I'm just really excited about what it's doing, new awareness in that. So if you're welcome to stay on, but share with the audience real briefly who you are, where you're from, briefly what you're going to be talking about next week in our series, Science of Success series. So.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I'm super excited, and I'm going to be sharing the stage with 3 other amazing people. So I just wanted to say that I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I am a certified success life coach, clinical hypnotherapist. I help people wake up and shake up their life and create those outcomes that they want. And it's an inside out approach. I live in New Jersey, but my business is global. So we just need a platform like StreamYard or Zoom to work together. And I'm going to be talking about how to pivot and prosper. So it's one of my favorite topics. And we're doing that all the time, right, Tom? Even with gratitude. It's like we could put our focus on what we're grateful for. Oftentimes we'll find that we put our focus on what we don't want. Where are things falling short? And then when we become aware of that, we've got the opportunity to pivot. So it's a practice. So pivot to prosper. And I'm going to talk about how to be intentional and really create those outcomes that you want. And so it's going to be pretty exciting. I've got a fun process to walk everybody through. So it's hands-on. Bring paper and pen so you can work through this process with me. But it's basically 5 steps to pivot and turn anything around and move in the direction that you want.
Well, Robert is one of my frequent visitors here. Today, did I say, Robert, when I did the announcement rolling out that it was Thursday? Yeah, drop a 1 in there, Robert. If I said Thursday, it shows you my ADHD kicking in. I can't stay focused on any one thing for 30 seconds. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Nikki, get me straight here. Is it Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And Dana is going to be my guest Friday. Robert, and the audience out there. She's a client of my wife and I. She's making that pivoting and transition, and she's recognizing. And Robert says he feels like Friday. Every I love Robert's comments. He follows me on a regular basis. He's part of our group, Grow Live Academy, where I'm learning how to, take my business and my message to the world through live streaming. And he's also part of our Grow Live Academy. And Robert is going to be coming on our program, and we're going to have a hoot. We're going to have some fun. So, Robert, I got your email. I'll shoot you an invitation for us to chat. But as we go through here today, share this out, even on the replays, because we never know that the messages that come through these platforms can make a difference in somebody's life. And I mean, really a difference in people's life. I shared a few weeks ago about being grateful and being in presence of other people, how you can actually, we don't know where people are at any given moment, how we interact with them could either save their life. Seriously, we never know. So, but Dana's coming on. She became a client, worked with my wife predominantly. And I've been teaching and coaching her how to, she made a pivot. She made a change that she recognized through coaching and mentoring how powerful it is, changed her life to a place that she never thought she could get out of. Now, her story will be Friday. And she's so passionate about it now that she's wants to take this same type of materials I've been coaching and training people to the world and help the niche or the audience that she really wants to work with. So that's Friday. That's one of the beauties of being a coach. We do make a difference in people's lives. Sometimes we don't see it immediately, but when we change somebody else's lives, they go out and change other people's lives, and we can impact the world through change. So that's Dana on Friday. She's a client. She's in training as a coach, and she's going to share that story. So I think it's important to, understand the power of coaching, the right relationships, and those type of things. Nikki, share with the audience your journey from where you are to where you are today, and the power of coaching, mentoring that you've experienced, and what you've seen with maybe some of your clients.
Yeah, sure. So I am a big advocate of coaching. Some of the biggest changes that I've made in my life happened while being under the mentorship of a coach. The biggest one was leaving my 9 to 5. I spent 15 years teaching in elementary school. And, I just always told myself that this is it. I've got to be responsible. This is what I have to do to pay my bills. Never even thinking that there was something more out there for me. But that's through the power of coaching, where you are taught how to think beyond the parameters of your beliefs. And I ended up resigning from my job, something if, you spoke to me 2 years ago, I would say, you're crazy. I cannot do that. And I learned how to think bigger. I left, and it's been over a year and a half that I'm in my business, and I get to help others do the same, to change those paradigms and start telling yourself a better story. What is it that you want to tell yourself that you want to do? Your body is always listening. So be mindful of what you tell it, and it really impacts how you feel. And the better you feel, the more you are able to make those decisions, to feel motivated, to move forward. So it's really powerful coaching, and I get to do the same things for my clients. So it's really rewarding. And like you said, Tom, there's that ripple effect. You help somebody, they go out and they help somebody. And even if they're not helping per se, even just how they show up better for their family, right? And their friends, from when they're happier, they have more to give from their overflow.
Absolutely. Life's a journey. And I always put this out, Nikki, if you want, we can put your contact information up there, your email, whatever, if somebody wants to reach out to you personally. Because when we put this out here, there might be somebody that's resonating with your story that will want to talk to you, or somebody will resonate with my story. And that's, I think, the key is, uh, based on that what I call the vibrational, the communication that resonates with it. So if you'd like, I'd be glad to put your email in there. So
Yeah, that would
I'm
be
going to
awesome.
I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go open up something here. You can continue talking here, and while I grab your email here, and I'm just going to put it in
Sure.
for you.
Yeah, so I want to encourage people that if you're on the fence at all, go for it. It's the best money that I ever sent. And really, money is all relative. I was on a meeting today, and the topic was about saving money for when and if you've got to put your loved ones in a nursing home, and how the average cost is $12,000 to $13,000 per month. And people just accept that, right? And same thing with colleges. You'll spend 60, 70, 80, $100,000 on colleges, and that's okay, because we were brought up to accept that there's things you've got to spend money on. But when it comes to coaching, and it's like dropping a couple of $1,000s, it's like, oh, that's a lot of money. But is it? Is it? Because you don't get your time back. When I go back and I told you I spent 15 years in teaching and I was unhappy, I don't get that 15 years back, right? So the money is relative. And if you can really move forward in your life and be happy and do what you were meant to do on this planet, then it's priceless. Right, Tom?
Absolutely. It's, many times people make their decision strictly on uh, what is a dollar amount, but what are you going to gain? It's an investment.
Mm.
And also ask yourself the question, what do you have to lose by not making a decision to improve yourself? The loss. See, every decision has a consequence. You put everything, every decision you make gives you a result. And that's one of the things I really love about how I was trained and coached is understanding, go with your heart, go with your gut, go with the things that are important to you, your values, your vision, all those things are so important. And so many people, and Nikki, we see it out there as we're walking around in the world, and we have conversation in our uh, networking groups and our families or whatever, that people are so, I don't like use the word lost, but they're lost. They don't know where they're going. They don't have a purpose,
Mm.
and they're frustrated, and it leads to a lot of other things. And so,
Yeah.
um, what you said there is so important. Go after your passion, and that's one of the things what I'll be talking about is getting clear on your vision and why you're here on this earth. Go after your expose your genius to the world. Money will follow. I guarantee
Mhm.
you, money will follow if you're coming from the right space. So, so Nikki, that is a powerful thing you did. I just put up, I'm going to put this up. Anybody who wants to reach out to Nikki and have conversation about what she does, there's her email. So, most important thing you do is put G-force in the subject line. She knows who the lead's coming from, right?
Thank you, Tom. Yes, email me. I'd love to have a conversation.
Yeah, yeah. So you said a lot while I was trying to get your email up there, so it's out there for everybody. So share that out. We've got some people chiming in here. Resistance train. If he's going to be on many of these, and hopefully he'll register for the event to see what we're teaching, and he'll be able to make some comment. I love Robert. He really puts some. Uh, all right, Robert. So with that all said, we're going to sort of move into today's topic a little bit, if you don't mind. Um, Gratitude works. Nikki, and we've had conversations. You were on one of my early launches in GeForce, and I'm glad you're back again. And
Me too.
that's led to us building a relationship and collaborating with two other great people that have powerful messages and ways to improve their lives. But gratitude, anything you would like to share about your experience and the power of gratitude, and how you might use that in your coaching, or how you approach gratitude in your own life.
Yes, it is 1,000% such a powerful practice. And it's more than just rattling off what, because I've seen people say, well, of course, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for my health, for my health. And as they're saying it, you can see by their body language and their tone of voice that they are still focused on what's wrong and what's missing. So they're not even doing it properly. Right. So when we're practicing gratitude, what I love about it is that you can't feel grateful and feel any kind of negative emotion at the same time. So if you're really focused on what it is you're grateful, and it's like dig into it a little bit. So it's not just I'm grateful for my family, but specifically what is it that you are grateful for about your family, and get into the details. Well, I love how I get to sit down and have dinners with them, and then the conversations that we get to have. And I love my husband's laugh, and it just lights me up on the inside. And when you start to do that, you get into the story of it, right? Like when you're watching a movie or you're reading a book and you know that it's not real, but your body, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. So it really gets into those feelings. So that's a powerful way to practice gratitude. Is what do I see? What do I hear? What do I really feel? And let yourself just kind of go there.
Yeah. And you hit everything I've been talking about the last 5 days, 4 or 5 days, is journaling, writing it down. And, the world record for writing out a gratitude statement is 18,256 different and distinct gratitude done daily, once a day, one very specific. That's 50 years. I would guarantee that person has a better understanding how gratitude works in that person's life and how it impacted other people's life. So I'm on my own world record. I've encouraged and challenged people to set your own world record, start journaling. And then I dove in on some other topics. You just mentioned it, is that dive deep. It's not just say, I'm so grateful for the cup of coffee I have at this moment. Be grateful. If you're in a coffee, be grateful. What did the barista do to deliver the cup of coffee? The sacrifices, the work. He may be in a job he doesn't like, but he's gracious with you and he delivered a great experience. But he had to drive to work. All the way back, what Sandy Archer made a comment yesterday. She's another coach. She says that experience, when you go deeper into what that person sacrificed to deliver whatever you're grateful for, makes that experience that much more rich. Mm-hmm. And what was the experience? Be grateful for that experience that person gave you. Because, it's just a cup of coffee. But when we look at it differently, our awareness level of gratitude dramatically goes up. And so this book really gets into, how do you explore the power of gratitude? How do you use it in your life? It's a discipline. It is. It's not just, we have been taught, oh, I'm so grateful that I have sunshine today. I'm grateful that I have the sun out there, but if you really think about it, why are you? Go deeper, and you hit it right on the head. So we covered some points. And Nikki, if you haven't got this book,
I want it.
You know how I got exposed to it? My wife is doing grief bereavement training for people that work in that field with some other colleagues. And they asked me to come and do a podcast about gratitude and loss. And I said, wow, I never really, on a surface level. So I started researching and I ran across this book. And this is it's a powerful book. So the name of it, and I encourage everybody out there, Gratitude Works by Robert A. Emmons. Many times people think personal development, law of attraction, gratitude, all those things is woo-woo. No, the universe operates by law. Yes. And there's science research around this. I don't get into that piece of it, but the research that people have done and how it's used to transform people's lives is so powerful. Yesterday, I did the little talk. I'll just bring the truth is in the details.
Ooh, I like
Be
that.
exact. When you're writing that gratitude, then break it down. What is all the details associated with what you're grateful for? So that was yesterday's. Today, I'm moving in to this, and I'm learning as I go. That's what I love about being a coach. It isn't that you
Mhm.
know everything. As you grow and expand, you're able to share and help other people grow and expand. So, and being associated with great people like yourself, I learn from everybody. Matter of fact, I even
Mhm.
learn more from my clients than I
Yeah.
learn from
Yeah.
these types of things.
Mhm.
So it's a wonderful life, and it talks about the movie. It's a Wonderful Life. And if you recall the movie, and it's a classic and it's a
Mhm.
legendary movie,
Yeah, it's
it's a
great.
powerful movie. And now when I read this part of this chapter, it really brought this out. Clarence, the angel, right? He was played by Henry Travers, takes a suicidal George Bailey, played by Jimmy Stewart, if anybody remembers that movie, and takes him back through a journey. See, he was suicidal, and if those that know the story, he was beyond himself. Didn't see there was an out. He thought he was a loser. All this things that he built in his own mind, and didn't. He was only focused on his troubles and his
Mhm.
challenges. And the angel took him back, and this gave that visual of gratitude. That's what that movie was about.
Mhm.
Exploring gratitude, getting yourself out of where you are. And gratitude, I believe, if one studies it, moves to that, can actually save somebody's life. And it talked about here in this chapter, look at your own life. And I'll share this. I'm transparent. There was a time in my life I was into drugs. Okay, I had my own issues, why I moved in that, and why I was numbing my pain and my disappointments and frustrations in life. But looking back now, it gave me, I have a better perspective today than I ever had before, because I could have either been dead or in jail.
Mm.
Okay. So we could sometimes take a look at the difficulty we have. And as we dive into those things, we start seeing things we're grateful. See, right now we may be in pain of some sort, but looking back through that process, it will show you, I call the flowers of your garden, or, those type of things. So, and then you can be grateful. It does, you mentioned it. You cannot hold a negative and a positive thought at the same time.
Mhm.
It Gratitude negates negativity.
Mhm.
We're emotional creatures. How do we maintain that positive emotion? And I always shared in previous lessons, because we're grateful of a negative circumstance doesn't cause it to go away. It just gives us a different energy level and
Mhm.
focus, gets us out of fear and anxiety and depression so that we can approach it in a different way. See, I think that's what's so important about coaching, that people that like Nikki and some of the mentors I have understand the thinking is getting the results we have. Boy, we got a bunch of people
Yeah.
making comments here.
Yeah.
So
I love everything that you just said. One of my favorite questions to ask when I notice I'm focused on something that I don't want is, what's the opportunity? What opportunity does this situation bring to light? And again, that helps you to focus on what you can change, what you can do.
absolutely brings things into perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And because when we understand the psychology of fear, how everything in your mind and brain totally changes. But
Yeah.
when you move, you can switch it instantaneously with one thought and move your thinking into a different way. And you
Mm-hmm.
can actually reprogram all your thinking.
A
I
hundred
understand
percent.
it.
You sure can. And like Robert's saying, it's a habit. It's a practice. You're creating a new habit, a new way of thinking. And with repetition, it just becomes your standard, your normal.
Exactly. So, Nikki, I appreciate you coming on here. We're about 20 some minutes on my dailies is anywhere 15 to 30 minutes. So, but before we go, I want to do this. Bring up a banner here. Make sure everybody gets this. Our science to success. This is the link. Hey, Robert, do me a favor. If you could you take that and put it in the comments? So it makes a live link out there. So anybody sees the replay on this, that they have the comments, they can follow us on that. So it's a short, it's bit.ly science success series. So I appreciate that as well. It's a wonderful life was today's topic. Nikki, before we go, I'm going to bring up this overlay here. Just share briefly your relationship with Phil, and I'll share my relationship with Chris.
Sure. Yeah. So I met Phil at a networking event online and just really felt that we connected. He teaches some of the same principles that I do, and he's an executive coach. So I thought he had a great energy for this event, and I wanted to invite him because I know he's got a ton of value to share on dynamic leadership.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know how the world connects people. You know, we've had many meetings here recently, and it's cool to get to meet people. The other participant in it, it's my wife's cousin, Chris Natsky. A little bit about Chris. He played at Northwestern University, football. Went off into the corporate world, Procter Gamble, as in an executive coach, or not executive sales leader. Left that, went into business for himself, martial arts. That's his passion. He's a former national Taekwondo champion. He's written a book called Black Belt Leadership, the principles he's learned from the disciplines and repetition and honoring those spaces of the universal law that martial arts gives. So he's coming in, dynamic speaker. He's a corporate speaker, corporate trainer, author. He's putting out a second book. So everybody's going to be in a treat to see some pretty significant influencers that are making a difference in people's lives. So share this out. Share this out. So, Nikki, anything else you'd like to do before we shut it down?
No, I'm just to say I'm super excited that this 2 hours that we have for this workshop, the Science of Success series, it is interactive, it's hands-on. It's not about just taking in more information, but it's about getting tools and strategies that you can implement immediately to pivot and get different outcomes in your life. And we also have lots of free gifts coming your way. So it's definitely it's a yes, take the action and join us.
Yes. What's the value of the free gifts we're providing to those that register?
$788 is the value of the free gifts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more than that.
Yeah. So it's an exchange, right? That's how I see it. I mean, would you give $37 to get back $788? Right? It's just the way you look at it, the way you think of it. But yeah, there's a ton of value in this. So I highly recommend you join us, and you're going to have fun.
Absolutely. Nikki, thanks for jumping out of your busy day, I just shot you that invite, and boom, there we talked about it, but I didn't expect it. So
yeah, well, let's make it happen. That's my motto.
You got it. Well, God bless you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to just put you in the green room real quick, and I always have M&Ms back there, so enjoy.
Oh, yay, my favorite. Thanks, Tom. Bye, everybody.
Right. Hold on just for a moment. Wow, that was fun. That was exciting. That'll give you some insight of the dynamics, the quality of person Nikki is and what she's going to be bringing. And I'm really excited to see what she's bringing to the table next week. So with that all said, share, tag your friends, turn on your notifications. And on Friday, I'm bringing in Dana Tribold, a client. She's making a transition, and she's going to share her story of how coaching and the disciplines that she's learning has helped her life, totally transformed her life. I can't take credit for that. My wife can't take credit for it. She did the work. She did the work, and she's launching a coaching business as well. So a scary proposition, going from what she was doing to what she's moving into. Just like Nikki said, she found her passion and she's going for it. So with that all said, Wednesday, G-Force. G is the most powerful word that you can incorporate in your life. And through these daily lessons I teach, hope you'll come away with something and apply it. And I guarantee this, you will notice a difference. I guarantee it. Practice gratitude. And then Robert made a comment here. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Robert. Appreciate it. I'll be in touch with you, my friend. With that all said, we are signing off. G